What's up, everybody? Well. Yesterday we were the judge. Today, we're just observers. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We in a stew, baby. And I got a house full of sick people, okay? If you haven't heard, my voice is going out a little bit. And my boy is on his way to the doctor right now. And my girls are resting, so they might pop in here at any moment looking for crackers or something of that degree, but they are resting today. So, today, after yesterday, I was thinking to myself, you know, we gotta see what else is going on this website. I found 3 different things, as you can see on the tabs up here. We've got admit your wrongdoings, are you in the wrong, and scary stories. I didn't like this. I got scared. So, what is going on, everybody? It's good to see you, and welcome to the channel. We're going to continue on this Reddit rabbit hole, okay? I haven't read these yet, but I have read threads like this before. I am one of those people that will sit there and listen to people's stories for a long time. I really enjoy listening to people work through their thoughts. That's why I'm a big podcast guy. I like listening to people talk. So let's get freaking to it. Am I wrong is a little different. That's why we don't have the gavel. Even though the gavel's right here, it's got a dime connected to it. Gavel's right here. It's not going anywhere. But today we're not going to be doing too much judging. We're going to be discussing. So I'm going to roll down and we're going to pick them. We're going to read them and we're going to go through them. Asking, am I wrong for asking a girl to get off the treadmill in the gym? Already starting it. Here we go. The gym I go to doesn't have a lot of treadmills, and I've recently started running. I went to the gym with my partner last night, and all the treadmills were in use. I used some of the weight machines to start, then went back to the treadmills. This is the worst thing that happens to the gym when you can't use the equipment. I noticed there was a girl who just sat on the treadmill with her friend, was using the treadmill next to her. She was there for at least 15 minutes not using it, so I went up and asked her if she was planning to use it. She said she was with her friend, but I just said, she can wit next to her friend's machine instead of taking up 2 machines for people who want to use them. She shrugged her shoulders and refused to move. A woman comes over and asks her what's happening, so I explain it. She said that she's the girl's mother and that I shouldn't be telling her daughter to move. She said, I just said to her daughter, you shouldn't be taking up 2 machines that she has no intentions of using. She said her daughter is feeling to sit there if she wants to. I don't know what that means. She's feeling to sit there if she wants to, and that she's doing nothing wrong. I just said that I can see where her daughter gets her entitlement from. Damn, you're coming in hot. You are coming in hot here. I'll make myself a little bit bigger there. Ooh, a little too big, huh? A little too big there, Colby. All right. I don't know yet. She said I was out of order for commenting on her parent, but I just said she should be a better parent if she can't handle any criticism. This is getting a little deep. A member of the staff came over when I explained why it was going on and asked the daughter to move from the treadmill or leave the gym. My GF said maybe I shouldn't have argued with the mother, but I don't see how I've done anything wrong. Am I in the wrong for asking a girl to get off the treadmill and arguing with her mother? I think arguing with the mom is a little wild. Okay, I'll just put it this way. If you're at a gym and it's smaller, I deal with this at the bigger gym. We have a lot of people who go to our gym. Sometimes people literally are just sitting there like 5 minutes plus on a set, and there's nothing you can do. There's leg machines, things that you want to use, because there's not a lot of calf machines, unfortunately, at our gym. There's only 2. And so those are always, like, for me, this was really frustrating as a trainer as well, because when I worked at the gym, there's times where the gym was so packed I couldn't even train people the way I wanted to, so I had to work a whole nother workout around it. So here's where I'm at. She's wrong for standing on a piece of equipment. If you're at the gym and you want to chit chat, you need to get off the machine and you need to go do something, or just start walking. Why wouldn't you just at least walk next to her? But if you're using a machine, that's wrong. Now, where you are wrong is okay, this is my own opinion, obviously, but going at the mom and trying to say, well, this is where your entitlement comes from, this and that. I would have just probably been like, hey, can you move? And you're not using it. And I'd really like to hop on here and work out since you're not using this, since you're just standing there. If she said no, I'd probably be like, okay, I'm gonna go pop the trunk. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'd probably just be like, all right, what would I do? I might leave if it's a big enough deal. I would probably try to deal with it myself. Absolute worst case scenario, I would just go tell the worker, be like, hey bro, this lady's literally just hogging this thing. Can you go talk to her? Because she's just standing there. So that's the worst thing. Worst way I could go. But again, it's just one of those situations where, are you wrong? I think where you got out of pocket is when you went at the mom a little bit. There's a little out of pocket. I'm not saying that, it depends on how old she was. It sounds like she's younger. So if she's younger and you're coming out and you're saying, you know, like to a 16-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, well, I see where she gets her entitlement from. Come on, bro. Like that's getting a little, you know what I mean? I'm going to read some of these comments though. I want to read some of these. When she said no, getting a member of the staff should have been your next move. There you go. Colby with a 3. Narcissistic people feed off the attention of groups, escalating situations, conflict, and threat generation. Repeating yourself, I'm going to talk to staff, or I'm calling the police, stuff like that, while alerting the authorities to the source of the disturbance seems to be the recommended approach. I don't even tell them. I'm just going to go get the worker. Be like, look, bro, because when I worked at the gym, I've had people approach me and say, hey, okay, I'll give you a prime example. Very uncomfortable for me. We had a young lady walk in. I was not even like a manager at this point. This was one of my first training jobs. I was a personal trainer, and so I had no like rank, but I'm an employee of the gym, right? And there's this girl that kept coming in. Her and her friend both wore very inappropriately small shorts. I'm going to be as kind as I can possibly be. And when they walked in, there was times where it was like unbelievably inappropriate to the point where it's like I can see way too much, and you can't come to the gym like that. You can't walk in there and have the whole thing hanging out, okay? So it was my responsibility because like when you're a trainer, you have the weird times. You meet your clients whenever. And so sometimes the gym is empty, sometimes the gym is full. You have off times, whatever the case is with your schedule. I had to walk up to her and say, hey, we do have a dress code, and in that dress code, you can't wear these shorts. And it was very uncomfortable because they're all like, well, go talk to her. I'm like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to tell her that, but you have to do it. You're an employee. You have to talk to her. So I told her, I said, hey, she was not happy. I don't know if she came back, but she was not a happy camper. So point made. There you go. I think arguing with the mom was extra. That's my point. Oh boy, here we go. Technical Cream 4754. Bro, damn. What kind of name is this? Okay. For reference, I am a 16 female. My mom's a 48 female. Me and my mom have severe anger issues that me and her know the share along to the MUITI, mental illness, that we both share. Me and her vulnerability fight every day, verbally fight every day. And yesterday, this grammar is garbage. I just couldn't take it anymore. We started fighting over something stupid, and she told me to leave or she was going to hit me. So I got my phone and left. She hit me with a fly swatter, so I got smart. I understand this is where I messed out. Messed out? This is where I messed out? Okay. I know you're 16, so I'm not going to be rude. And I turned around and told her it didn't hurt, and she came at me again and put my hands out. Hold on, Riley's calling me. What's up, baby? You want a hug? You can come in here and give me a quick hug. Okay. Or I'll come to you, okay? Okay, okay, love you. The girls are not feeling very good, so she's been laying there, not having the greatest time. Okay, so she got hit by the fly swatter. I turned around and said it didn't hurt. She came at me again and I put my hands out, and she startled me, and I shoved her back. She dropped her fly swatter. I leaned back like neck kind of stopped me from being hit again. I can't, I'm having a hard time following this one. I'm having a hard time. If you hit me, I'm going to hit you back. At this moment, everything was blurring together, and so she hit me, so I hit her, and we got physical. She started pulling my hair. We ended up, I'm assuming that's what she meant. We ended up on the ground, and just a lot happened, but part of me really thinks I'm in the wrong. I think it's crazy to get physical with your child to the point of fighting. Like I told you guys, Charles and I got in a fight, and that was wild. I was like 17, and you don't fight. I don't think you ever get in a fight with somebody unless you absolutely have to defend yourself. In my situation, I did. I was being physically pushed. I don't play that. Even at 17, I didn't play that, so I pushed back. Obviously, that's not respectful, but in that moment, you're not thinking clearly. So here's what I'll say. Hitting your daughter with a fly swatter. Let's start there. You guys can have totally different there's totally different worlds from when people grew up in every kind of household. So let's just put this out in the open. I think hitting a child, even at 16, with a fly swatter is above and beyond and not really not acceptable. What was that proof, right? Like the whole point is you're just angry and now you're lashing out. So if you're lashing out with a fly swatter or a bat or a spatula or any kind of thing, a weapon, I think once you bring a weapon into it, like a remote, anything, you're crossing a line beyond, like you're physically trying to go. And then obviously egging it on, you're 48 years old as the mom. You got to get control of yourself, and ending up on the ground with a 16-year-old who's in the middle of puberty, doesn't have the brain to think through the situation. That sounds rude. I'm sorry. I didn't mean the brain. Let me think of the word I'm trying to say right now. Not the brain. Maturity, obviously, but like there's another word. Development. Yes. Their brain isn't developed like yours should be to the point where they understand. So I agree within the sense I would defend myself as well. And I literally did when this situation happened to me. When I got pushed, I pushed back. When I got pushed again, I pushed back again. When I got grabbed, I grabbed, because at that point you're in a defense mode. That's just what it is. And so if someone older than you, way older than you, especially a parent, attacks you or fights you, you fight him back. I fought Alex too in 9th grade. And dude tackled me. So I went to go swinging, and I had people standing on my arms in a cross. 2 people physically standing on my hands while he's in a UFC move. And I'm like, the second I get my hands free, I'm lighting you up. I obviously said a lot more than that, but that's where I was at. So when you're young like that, you don't think clearly. When you're fighting, you don't think clearly. I think this is on the mom, but obviously I don't like the idea that certain things are one way. I think they're both in the wrong. I think she shouldn't have been disrespectful, but the mom took it to a whole nother level with the fly swatter and physically attacking the child. My opinion. I don't think that that's discipline. I think that's excessive. That ending is crazy. I think you both need therapy or something else. I'm not sure if you're wrong, but for now, I think it's best you both avoid each other if that's possible. Yeah, that whole situation is way too much. You both need space and real help. For now, avoiding each other is probably the safest thing. Yeah, I agree. Once it gets physical like that and the hair grabbing and a true fight happens, yeah, you're not, I don't like that. The mom is putting herself at the kid's level. Exactly. This isn't 2 adults squaring up. This isn't 2 16-year-olds squaring up. This is a 48-year-old mother attacking her own child. It's not even in the same league. It's just not the same thing. You can't fight your kids. All right, here we go. This is going to be a long one. I got to read this. Am I wrong for taking a nap when guests come over? Okay. By guests, I mean my in-laws come over from a different state, but I consider them guests because I don't consider them my family. Ooh, yes, they are my husband's family, but I'm not close enough to them to consider them my family. We don't even have each other's numbers because I cut them off 2 years ago. They don't know my new number, and I didn't talk to them for 2 years, and I didn't see them for 2 years either. Oh, well, you did call them guests in the headline. So 2 years ago, my sister-in-law came over to our house and physically tried to fight me. What's with the fighting today? She threw a water bottle at my pregnant belly. Ooh, okay. I ended up having a miscarriage. Okay. This took a really dark turn that I was not expecting here. I'm not blaming her for the miscarriage, but the timing right after she threw that at me. But the timing was right after she threw that at me. And ever since then, I haven't been able to forgive her for what happened. I agree. Who fights a pregnant woman? Knowing and throwing stuff at people is crazy. My MIL basically wanted me to just get over it. Stop abbreviating. What the hell's MIL? Mother-in-law. Yeah, that makes sense. Mother-in-law basically wanted me to get over it. My father-in-law and brother-in-law didn't make her take accountability, and none of them said that they were sorry I lost the baby. I lost the baby at 11 weeks, and I was so attached, and it made me feel like these people don't see anything wrong with her behavior and don't care about me. That's that's crazy. That's crazy. The crazy part is that she had no reason to attack me. I was minding my own business. She randomly went off about how my husband doesn't give her mother money anymore, and they think it's because of me. Before he married me, he used to give them money, and apparently it upset his mom. And that's how she started the fight with me. They never apologized back then. Now that I have a baby, and they randomly apologized for what happened 2 years ago, she blamed it on her. She blamed it on her, period. It didn't feel real. The apology felt fake, like it was just to see the baby, which is, again, this does happen. People will work their way in so they can be close to the baby or something like that. So that's a real possibility. I wanted to live in peace, so I accepted her apology and moved on. Right away, they planned a trip to see the baby. They talked to my husband, not me. I didn't feel comfortable with them coming, but I wanted to get over it. They're staying at a hotel, and they came early in the morning and stayed until night. My mother-in-law cooks strong-smelling food from her country all day for my husband. She knows I don't like the food. It honestly feels like she came to feed my husband, even though I'm the one who is postpartum, breastfeeding, and hungry. She wants to hold the baby even when he's crying. She laughs when he cries and thinks it's funny. They treat him like he's a doll, not a real human. They want to be entertained by him in the kitchen. I prefer to spend some time with him in the nursery, reading and breastfeeding him. They just want to bounce him, take pictures. I got annoyed and started taking him to my room and to feed him, and after that I took a nap with him. He naps 4 times a day, so I basically spend most of the day napping with him instead of taking him to the guests. My husband said I'm wrong, and they all wanted to do was make peace with me. Ooh, you know what? Okay. I'm getting the gavel. Are you in the wrong or are the people in the wrong? I'm going to pound in a minute. I'm going to pound the gavel hard in a minute. Listen. You're not in the wrong here. This is your family, your baby. I understand the family is important, but when it comes down to mothers and their children, especially if it's your first baby, and the miscarriage thing after the fight, there's a lot of trauma and hurt and pain there. I learned that you have to prioritize your wife and your family over your family, your other family. And here's why. A husband leaves his parents and cleaves to his wife. His wife and his baby become the priority. I would, as the husband, needs to understand that it's not supposed to make you choose between your spouse and your mom and your family. But at the end of the day, in this situation, the fight's insane. You lost the baby, and then, you know, the whole, like, them showing up, doing what they want with the baby. I agree. It's your baby, and you should feel comfortable, and you should feel the mom's going through postpartum. There's a lot of other wounds there that haven't been talked out. She just said she accepted the apology simply so she could make peace, which is unfortunate because that's not the way it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to just feel like you have to make peace by accepting a fake apology or whatever the case is. So I say, yeah, family's in the wrong. I'm not even the judge today, but they're in the wrong. And it's really just simply preference. You shouldn't feel like you have to. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to the family shouldn't be able to come over and do whatever they want with your baby. It's your baby. That's just how I see it. Oh no, this is what Tess was saying yesterday. Am I wrong for planning to buy an artificial diamond for an engagement ring? Here we go. This is a real topic. Here we go. This all started with me talking to my girlfriend's mother about how I have about $5,000 USD to set aside to buy my girlfriend an engagement ring. For context, I'm a 28-year-old male living in Vietnam, and her mother doesn't speak any English. She basically said $5,000 is nothing, but American custom is a 2-month salary. And after that reaction, I felt very disrespected and did some research about how to get a beautiful ring for a reasonable price, not a beautiful price. I found a 3.01 carat VVS 2D color. Dog, I don't even know what you're saying. Excellent grading for $700, but the same quality natural stone would be $60,000. Damn! $60,000. That's crazy. USD have obtained cheaply with connections. I would source platform myself for $2,100 for 31 grams. When did we go to grams? I thought it was carats. I don't know if we're talking about the same thing here anymore. I already know I look like Walter White. Don't be saying this on live. Ray's going to call IPS on me talking about grams over here. All right. I don't know when we went to grams. As well as buy around a 40 mille diamond of varying size with a little less than $400. This would bring my total to materials before commissioning to $3,200 pre-tax for her engagement ring, wedding band, and my ring. I think I came up with a way to give us both a high quality rings without breaking the bank, where my effort and love are shown through the whole process. Now her mom is telling me that lab grown diamonds don't have any resale value, which is true, but naturals only maintain about 25% of the retail value, which I would pay poor quality, most likely slave dug diamond, when I can make something beautiful with love that doesn't involve human slavery. I need advice from women. Would you be a happy man if you loved the design, sourced and commissioned a 3-carat lab-grown diamond platinum ring, or would you be disappointed because it's not ultra expensive? Edit, I actually think this argument has ended our relationship. Gosh damn. Ladies, please tell me in the comments here. Look, as a man, here's what I'll say. You want to get your girl a beautiful, amazing ring that represents how much you love her. But again, not everybody out here is making hundreds of thousands of dollars all day, every day, so they can afford to put away, like we talked about this yesterday, 30 grand, 50 grand rings. Look, I'm not saying that they're not worth it, but you have to understand that the regular man, the regular working person can't afford that much of a ring. You know what I mean? Or if you do, you have to sacrifice other things. Like, let's just be honest with the world right now, how expensive things are. You still want to have a wedding, right? You still want to have a honeymoon. You want to get your wedding dress. You want to have all that comes with it. I mean, we're talking about tons and tons of money. Now, of course, these are all important things. So I'm not going to sit here and have an argument about if it's not important to have your dream wedding or your dream ring and this and that. But also, you have to be somewhat realistic, because how is that fair to expect someone to not have enough money to he already put away $5,000. That's a lot of money. That's pretty fair. $5,000. You know what I mean? That's pretty fair. I honestly say, you having a girl break up with you over a artificial lab grown or diamond ring, I guess if it were me personally, and I proposed or I went and bought a lab grown ring, and then you broke and you did not like it and wanted to end the relationship, I'm not chasing you. Give me back my lab grown, and you're gone, man. You're gone. Yeah, he saved himself from that marriage. Just be honest with me though. You don't have to be 1,000% honest with me. Would you be mad if your man went out of his way, made it special, made it symbolic, went out of his way to propose to you, and he's not even 30 years old yet? I don't know. To end a relationship over it is pretty crazy. Like, when did we get that materialistic to the point where it's like, we talked about this is, you want this for a ring? You want your finger to look like that? Like, what do you want? I don't understand that. I don't know. I think that's unreasonable. If you break up over that, I gotta read this. I feel like if you break up with someone over that, that's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I, 23 female, and my boyfriend, 20-year-old male, have been together for 1.5 years now. He's my first long-term official relationship, which means that I don't really have any reference material for how a relationship should be. I do really love him and the thought about leaving him gets me really upset. But I feel like I deserve someone who just does more for me. It's just the simple things that bother me. Love languages, go buy the book. If you're going to get married, you better commit the living hell out of the fact that you might not know that you're trying to show someone love and yet they don't receive it in the way that they do. Trust me, love languages, great way to work on that. Okay, for instance, For 1.5 years now we've been together, I have not received flowers from him, even though I have told him that multiple occasions I would love to receive them. This is on the dude. He's got to listen. Hey, I'd really love some flowers. Go get some damn flowers, brother. They got them everywhere. Go get a fake rose from the gas station. That's what OG me did over there. You know what I mean? What'd you say, Celia? Hold on, I gotta go look. Mine's lab grown as well, and I absolutely love it because he took the time to pick it out. I love it. There you go. Hold on one second. Hello? Hey. I gotta call you right back because I'm on stream. Can you text me?
Oh, all right.
I'll call you right back. Okay. So this is her hinting, hey, I'd love that. But also remember, some men need to be trained. I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but you've got to understand that if you're hinting at it, the dude's got to pay attention. So I get that. But let's keep going. So it sounds like she's a gift gal. The things that I get sent to me while I'm streaming on these things. Even though I've told, okay, there's been a few instances in which he's extendedly made double plans where we plan something together, which ends up making me feel like I forced him to choose me instead of going to the other plans he has made. He's 20 years old. This is just a maturity thing, just so you know. I can already tell. Even though it's obviously not my fault that he can't get his agenda straight, but he'll say things like, I didn't know our plans were official. Okay, that's weird. Because if you plan something, if I planned on going to Chick-fil-A with you, I would expect you to know that I already said that. It's not like I need it. What did I need to do? Tattoo that on my arm? So you know it's official? What I got to say? Oh yeah, this is an official plan. No, we made this plan. It's just miscommunications here. I'm already wanting to get these two sat down and start explaining things, but what it is. All right. And he made me feel blah, 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 gender straight. He says things like, I didn't know official. Why else would you hang out on a certain day if I'm not serious about it? Yeah. We were trying to book a vacation together. And first of all, he said we can't go too long because he doesn't have a lot of vacations day left, which I can understand and I'm fine with, but it all seems like I'm the only one excited about actually going on vacation with him. He doesn't give any opinion or doesn't do any research or where he would like to go or what hotel. That's preference. I think sometimes what happens is like you think you care more than the other person if you're researching and going a little bit deeper into it, but he might honestly just be like a breezy guy. I'm breezy. That's what he's saying. But when his friends tell him that they would plan a vacation, he's all excited, has to be there. Oh boy, I should have read the next line. But he was there planning a vacation with the boys. I just understand why I can't receive the same level of enthusiasm and willpower to plan the vacation. These are also some other things he does or doesn't do, but that will make this way too long. There is also the fact that I have some occasion told him that the fact I want him to do a little more, just a little. The only thing I get back is, but you know I'm not going to change. Well, you gotta listen to that. Like, what kind of shit excuse is that? I'm not going to change. I'm not asking him to change himself. I'm asking him to do a little more. You're not asking him to change as a person, but you are asking him to change in some capacity. So let's look at it from a full view. I totally get where you're coming from, but you are asking him to change the way that he thinks. If you really think about that, like your expectations. So let's talk about relationship expectations. If I expect certain things and they've been communicated and they're not being met, that's what you're really asking is, I would just want you to care more about these things in my life, or I wish you were more enthusiastic. I wish you wanted to do these things. He's obviously more committed to his friends than the relationship. You're looking for something more serious. You're 23, he's 20 years old. 20 years old is very young. 20-year-olds usually are still, I mean, you're not, yeah, you're just so young at 20. Like, you're just so focused on yourself still. I don't know. I'm not on his side. I'm just kind of full scoping this whole thing. So here's what I'll say. You are asking him to change a little bit. You're asking him to do different things and think differently. So that's what it is. But in the end, I really do love him. I do see a future with him, and he says he does too. He also tells me all the time that he loves me and that he's really happy. So I need your opinion on what to do, so hopefully we can continue the relationship. You're you're going to be putting in more than he is the rest of your relationship. It's pretty clear that right now you're not ready for a fully committed relationship that truly says, this is where I'm at and this is what I need. And he's able to say, okay, I'm going to do those things, right? He's clearly on his own and he's clearly doing his thing. Hold on, I'm getting a FaceTime call. What's up, baby? Okay, I'll come help you in just a few minutes, okay? Okay, I love you. You got a sick house over here today, baby. Look, it's just you're more committed. I was in a completely different place at 23 than I was at 20. And I was in a completely different place at 27 than I was at 23. And I'm in a completely different place at 29 than I was at 27. There's a lot of maturity that happens in your 20s. There's a lot of perspective. There's a lot of things that you start to understand and realize. And then when it comes to relationships, it really just truly is, how much are you willing to participate in your relationship? How hard are you going to try to not please the other person, but understand them and try to meet their needs and understand what they're saying? That's where I think we really have to get to. If he's not ready for that commitment now, you're going to spend the rest of that relationship trying to change him, and he's going to spend the rest of the relationship blaming you for trying to change him, and we'll be back at square one. So that's just what it is. I don't know. Am I wrong for having a secret pet bug for 2 years and continued? What the hell are we talking about here? Hello, I was around 15 or 16. I bought a hissing cockroach. I'm done. What the hell? Okay, I'm not even scared of bugs like that, but a hissing cockroach. All right, I'm not going to judge. I'm trying not to be judgmental. I'm the judge, but I'm not judgmental. All right, here we go. She's been with me for 2 years and I've given her the best care I can as someone who lives with his parents. She got an old enclosure from a centipede I had. 10? I don't know what that means. She gets sneaked fruits and veggies and water mist and climbing spaces, leaf litter and hiding places. She stays in my room where nobody really enters. My parents aren't a fan of bugs, or at least they might not like cockroaches. Like my sweetie, I'm wondering if I should finally come clean or if I'm wrong for having her for so long without anyone knowing. I don't think I'm wrong because she's 1, healthy, 2, not bothering anyone, and 3, I've had weirder pets without permission. Edit. More info on my side. Am I the only one? Do they think they need some homies to live in a group? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll tell you what. Are you wrong? I don't know if this is a wrong question. I want to know what's going on. Why are you hiding pets in your room, bro? I'll tell you this. If I walked into my daughter's room and she had a hissing cockroach in a cage, I'd say, honey, what's that? And she'd say, it's a hissing cockroach. I say, as long as it stays in the cage and you're happy with it and you can take care of it, we're all good. I don't like it. I don't want that. I don't want to be near that hissing cockroach and I don't want it to ever get out. But I don't know. I just think, I think we're asking the wrong question. I don't think this is a wrong. This is interesting. Sounds like you got a scientific brain. So, all right, here we go. We're going to find a different one. These are so interesting, bro. These are so interesting. I was at a birthday party last night. Okay, first of all, it says, am I wrong for getting butthurt about my mom wiping her dirty fingers on my bag? Oh, man. You know what? I hope this doesn't sound rude when I say this, but I wish life was this simple. I wish this was the problems that I was having in life where I could just be like, bro, am I wrong for this? Man, that'd be a life if this was the biggest issues I had. When I was at a birthday party last night, they served pizza. I was sitting next to my mom and my bag was sandwiched in between us. I should have put it on my lap, but I was very overstimulated at the time. I wasn't really thinking. We were eating pizza. At the corner of my eye, I see her wipe her fingers on my bag strap. I didn't want to make a scene or anything because it was my niece's birthday party and maybe I was just seeing things, right? Anyway, I had a slice of pizza and I try to be very careful when I eat because I hate dealing with stains on my clothes. Plus I like my clothes. I put my bag on and decided to let it go. Why'd the mom just like finger swipe your bag of all things. Like she just saw it and she was like, opportunity. Let me just wipe my fingies on the bag. I don't understand that one. Yeah, I would just wipe it on my own pants. Why would you wipe it on the strap? I wonder if that was it on purpose. Wipe it on your own pants if you have to. Worst case scenario, wipe it on your pants. Anyway, next morning I go to put something on in my bag and I see a piece of marinara tomato sauce in the same spot I thought I saw her wiping her fingers on. I guess I really feel the ick because she's one to take care of her things. And she's given me stuff, but low-key a bag hoarder among other things. And I remember there was a time where she was inspecting one of the bags she gave me when I was around her at her house, and she gave me shit about it because at the corner of the bag, there was a where it used to rub against my pants. I stopped wearing it and got my own bags. And now it might seem small, but I really try to take care of my things. And I'm really almost at the point where it's obsessive. Okay, that's why this whole post exists. But I'm trying to not care as much. It's a normal wear and tear, and I want it to happen on my terms. So thankfully, it's a black strap. It didn't leave like it left a grease stain. Hold on. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be rude to this post. Maybe she thought it was someone else's bag and she thought it was okay to do, but still, that's wrong, right? Am I wrong for feeling butthurt about this? I've only seen one other person do this in my life where they're a group of friends. He wiped his fingers on my other friend's backpack. Lick your fingers. Don't just wipe it on someone else's thing. Am I wrong for being... No, you're allowed to have boundaries with your stuff. Yeah. You're allowed to have boundaries with your stuff. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't seem like the world's not breaking over that. Let's just put it that way. Hello? You coming in? Hello? What's up, baby? What's the thing she had?
She had a drink.
The drink? Okay, I'll come down and get that drink in just a minute. Let me do one more story, okay? Okay, I gotta go. One more. We'll do one more, and then I'll be back at it. Wow, this is really freaking long. I'm not reading it. Sometimes you just read something and it's like, oh, this is too long, bro. I'm not reading that. Whoa. Man, you guys be writing paragraphs and a half. I'm not reading all that. What do I look like? Am I wrong for putting a curse on my ex's baby? Dog, what the hell are you talking about? Just a cold open. I'm totally open to people saying this is fake AI generated because it sounds insane. But yes, it's a brand new account. And yes, I've lurked for almost 10 years. Felt compelled to make this. 31 female, dating ex Ewan, 30 male. Almost 10 years. We were high school sweethearts and now we've known each other since fifth grade. I was super close to his family, especially his mom. We travel internationally together in a great long-term relationship. Nothing felt stable or dramatic or weird. Ewan has the best friend named Liz. Liz honestly never bothered me. I know this topic can be controversial, but I have a close male friends too. And our friends group are not letting significant others hang out with people of the opposite gender, but to be very weird and controlling, which I still agree with. So we had a conversation too about it about it beyond that I completely thought we were fine. But then 2 years ago, after talking to me about marriage and kids, he sits down with me and tells me Liz has confessed her love. I'm telling you right now, all best friends, male and female, someone's in love with someone. Don't even play me right now. It's the plot of movies. It's the plot of everything. Somebody's in love with somebody, even if they're friends. Somebody likes somebody. Very, 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 very rarely are opposite sex really close with zero feelings. Someone might not have feelings at all, but the other one probably does. It's usually the guy. And he had to give it a chance or he would regret it and may not forgive me. I was completely blindsided and pretty effing heartbroken. The breakup after was emotional and messy on my part. I was a straight up monster. I broke my own stuff I was throwing things and he was just crying. I was on my way out and I just said, awful. It's been 2 years and I can't remember exactly what I said, but along the lines, I hope any future kids stuck with your selfish asshole parents fall to a curse you deserve. It was a line I remember on a Tumblr post from high school. Definitely not my proudest moment. I was angry and trying to say the most hurtful thing I can even think of, and I am remotely superstitious. I don't believe in gods, spirits, curses, luck, karma, aliens. I was just rage talking and absolutely no intent. After that fight, I'm getting my shit. I blocked him and his family and move on. I eventually started a law school in another state, so I assumed I'd never hear from his cheating ass again. The drama was over. However, Ewan and Liz got married after a short engagement and recently had a baby, and when I'm told she had a very difficult pregnancy. The child was born ill with the Pfeiffer disease. Through a mutual friend, I thought I'd block contact because apparently a shitty comment caused this. No, that's not, no. But you shouldn't have done that. You should repent. That's all I can say. Repent and move on. Guys, I gotta go take care of the kids. I absolutely love you. Thank you. We will be back at it again tomorrow. I love doing this Reddit stuff with you guys because it's real stories, real people, and apparently real things going on here. Appreciate you. Love you. See you guys soon. And mods, appreciate you. Love you. And we'll be back at it again.